Yes, as said earlier in one of my videos, that living with autism can be difficult for different people from all walks of life and who have been working with people with autism. Yet in saying this, again, we are still humans and that we have some unique gifts and talents, etc. that we can share to the world as well. Living with an autistic family member can be a unique experience. I'm here today to share with you all in this as a video guide to help you try to understand and help a family member in their needs that is autistic. Welcome back a million to my channel. I'm Aspie as your host, as well as educator, advocate, and navigating through life with autism and mental health, with my lived experiences along with some tips and advice and guidance. I also take you all on a journey with me for some fun and games. If you're into any of this and more, feel free to smash that subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen and turn on the notification bell. I also post on Twitter and Instagram, so feel free to visit and follow me on these too. I usually videos Monday to Friday, yet sometimes I'll be 3 times a week. This may subject to change, so therefore keep an eye open for these changes again via the social medias I've clearly mentioned. Be a how-to informational guide as described in the title. As I said, how to help an autistic family member, and this will be broken down into 4 parts, and they are part 1, talking to them; part 2, schedules and lists; part 3 will be sensory differences and special interests; part 4, safety, understanding and love. So let's start the video. Part 1, talking to them. Number 1, assume that they are competent and intelligent. Example here, a girl who doesn't talk and constantly flaps her arms may still be very capable of understanding what you are saying. Even if your loved one can't understand you, they still appreciate your confidence and trust in them. There is nothing worse of someone that thinks that they know it all about being autistic or helping that particular someone. Hence why, again, always ask the autistic or even the carer or whoever for some guidance into what you can do to help and assist them to make life easier. Don't forever judge or assume that we're stupid. We are talented and gifted individuals. 2, speak clearly to help them understand. This one I want to be clear about is never to talk down to her, never belittle her. Be sure to be talking to the level that you feel fit for us to understand what you're saying to us. I sure as hell don't like it when people belittle me or downsize me or what have you. That is one of my pet peeves and turn on. I've shared about my pet peeves of autism and I'll link it above me and in the description box below me. Be clear about your thoughts and feelings and give occasional pauses so they have time to think and consider how to respond. Avoid exaggeration if they don't understand. Figurative speak well. Don't force them to make eye contact or stop stimming when they listen. This can make it very difficult for them to concentrate. Again, I talked about stimming, which I will link in the playlist above me and in the description box below me, as well as also the topic eye contact again, which will be listed in the eye card above me and in the description box below me. Make sure that you have their attention before you launch into something important. If they are zoned out, they might not realize they want to talk and might not hear a word that you say. Say their name and see what they look up. If they look up, will acknowledge you before you begin to talk. This one was number 3 that I mentioned. 4, remember that you're not the only one getting frustrated. Autistic people don't do it on purpose and they can't help many of their idiosyncrasy. They're not trying to annoy you or being intentionally difficult. They're doing the best way they can with what they have, just like you are. 5, don't get mad at them for their communication attempts. Some autistic people love to talk passionately about their special interests or need to ask lots of questions before they feel that they understand. Usually persistent questioning is an attempt to bond with you. They're hoping that you'll open up and they want to listen. If you are feeling drained or need to do something else, just politely explain that you are titled or you need to do something else. You have a right to set some boundaries. From memory, I have talked about personal space and boundaries, or how to set up a boundary with an autistic, which again I'll link it in the arcade and in the description box below me as well. Number 6, let them stim while they talk to you. This can help them to concentrate and stay calm. If their stimming is extremely distracting, example, their pacing is making you dizzy, ask them to switch to different stim, example, rocking in a rocking chair while knitting, if they do that as a form of arts and crafts, or some other things. For their hands, try providing stress balls, tangles, fidget toys and craft materials such as beads or yarn. Active people may sit better on rocking chairs or exercise balls. Part 2, schedules and lists. 1, make lists. Some autistic people struggle to remember to do the most mundane things, which again I have shared about making lists, as well as executive functioning hack from an autistic, which I will link these above me and below me as well. Even a teenager or adult may benefit from having a list of things to do every morning, like brushing our teeth, taking a shower, etc. Because adding pictures to the list, especially if the person is young or has limited reading skills. The list can be hidden in a drawer if the person is embarrassed by needing it. 2, make a schedule. Include everything that goes on in a day. If person is school age, include things like leave for school, get home from school, do homework, eat a snack, etc. Be sure to include free time. Estimate the schedules, eliminate the schedules so that they can write temporary changes with a marker, for example, right when somebody comes to visit or when school is on vacation. 3, handle changes with care. Many autistics that I have come to talk to doesn't like sudden changes in their routines, and that sometimes we know that there are some changes that it can be out of our control, yet we can always find ways to avoid it and accept some of the changes that are out of control, to just tell ourselves, I am going through this period of change. Can I tackle it and accept it? What is going on? If not, what can I do to make it better and make me and others around me, if it involves them, to make it busier, better and easier for us to adapt? They can feel very disorientating and upset to people, so introducing them gently is important. Give them as much time as possible to get used to it and understand it. If a last minute change must be made, write it on the schedule and dry erase pen as soon as possible. Give them plenty of time to adjust and prepare for that change. Giving them multiple reminders will help them to be emotionally ready. Don't plan surprises, even ones you think would be fun. Avoid surprise parties. Tell the autistic person if you plan to take them out for a restaurant, attend a carnival, or anything that's not routine for them. I shared above about the series of tradition and changes in Autistic, which again I'll link in the icon above me and in the description box below me. 4. Create a weekly schedule to help the person visualize weekly events. This helps them see how today will be different from yesterday, especially from the weekends to weekdays. If there are things that happen less than daily, remind the person of them the night before, again in the morning, and again if possible shortly before the event. This includes sports practices, math tournaments, and music or dance lessons. 5. Try to keep each day similar to the rest. For example, if the person has a baseball practice one day, plan something every day at that time. That way that person won't be used to being home and having free time or studying at the time they should be at baseball that one day. Part 3. Sensory differences and special interests. 1. Discuss sensory overload and meltdown management strategies ahead of time. Get together with the autistic and brainstorm ways to make group outings more fun for everyone. This should include minimalizing upsetting or painful stimuli, avoiding the negative stimuli, how to escape from an overwhelming situation, self-calming strategies such as deep breaths, counting, taking a break, etc., etc. 2. Listen to them when they tell you that something hurts or is difficult. Communication is key here, as well as observing the autistic if they are hurt or trying to tell you something that maybe is important to them. Be patient with them. Don't growl at them nor yell at them if they did something wrong. Remain calm and talk to them as saying, as an example, today I know that you're in pain. Where are you sore? And what can we do to try and fix it to make you feel better and comfortable? A sweater that feels slightly scratchy wool to you could feel like a swarm of angry fire ants to them. Always try to accommodate their needs. Turn down the volume, go somewhere else, or give them earplugs and white noise so they feel okay. Never say you can deal with it or it can't hurt that much. This teaches them to deny the fact that they are uncomfortable or in pain. This can be very dangerous when they have a tangible medical problem but end up suffering in silence because they think that it must be nothing. That's what they were told when they had sensory issues that hurt just as much. Encourage to try things as just slightly out of their comfort zone. For example, offer to add a tiny bit of spice to their favorite meal to help them adjust to eating spicier foods. Keep it playful and let them back out of it whenever they want. This helps their brain to process it and introduces new things in a safe and non-threatening way. Yes, they have sensory differences, and that's important to know we can do to help them and help their time of need. Again, I have talked about high and low sensory needs or what have you, which I'll link again in the icon in the description box below me. 3. Give them plenty of exercise and time outdoors. The exercise will give them a way to channel their extra energy and help with sleeping trouble. The process of exploring the outdoors will introduce them to sensory stimuli in a fun way, which will help them with sensory processing issues. Some autistic people feel much calmer and more focused if they swing for 15 minutes every day. 4. Make time for their special interest. Listen to them talk about it once in a while. Example, the conversation on the car ride home can be about cat. Help them pick out books and movies from the library that feature their interests. Encouraging their passions will help them build their self-esteem and focus and teach them skills that could later result in a very successful career. Consider this as an opportunity to learn more about your child and practice your active listening skills. 5. Teach them how to speak about their interests in moderation. Emphasize that it is okay to talk about their interests and they don't need to feel ashamed or afraid of doing so. Discuss moderation and flexibility as goals. Model appropriate conversation skills and help them learn to understand boundaries. It's okay to set boundaries and say, I'm a little tired right now and need some time alone, or I may need to do homework now. You can also politely change the subject if it's been a while. For example, I'd like to talk about something else now. It's very nice to discuss computers with you, but I'm getting a little tired of it for now. So I'd like to change the subject. How was your day at school? Part 4, last but not least, safety, understanding, and love. 1. Stay with them. Some autistic children will wander off or leave the house. If you're in a crowded place like an amusement park, hold their hand or keep them in your sight. For children at home, lock the door with a deadbolt higher than they can reach. Discuss the safety in public places with them. Talk with them about what to do if they feel upset or need you. Teach them to go to their coming down corner instead of leaving building and to call you or tell an adult instead of wandering off, go find you. If they tend to wander, then consider making them a bracelet with your home address and phone number so people can contact you if they find your child. 2. Give the autistic person plenty of downtime. This one is a real important one for you and your autistic child that needs it. As we know that sometimes when we have a rough or hectic day that we need to treat ourselves for self-care, etc. Autistic people are at high risk of developing anxiety disorders, so it's important that they feel rested and balanced. Let them engage in their special interest, read books, play with toys on the floor, run around outside and spend time doing quiet, relaxing activities. This will help prevent meltdowns and increase their coping skills. Build a team. Number 3 is build a team of caring adults to help your child to learn and grow. Network with therapists, teachers and special education teachers. If your family member is in school, talk to their teachers before their year starts and explain their special need. If the autistic person is afraid of a particular adult or hates attending a specific therapy, cut contact. Some therapists use harmful restraint and seclusion tactics, silence, stimming, or undermine the child's autonomy. Person's emotional health will be better if you quit right away. If you wouldn't feel comfortable with a certain therapy being done to a non-autistic child, don't do it to an autistic child. 4. Find support groups for both the family member and yourself. There are bound to be some support groups in your local area for you to join in with other adults to learn from of how they cope with everyday or everything that what they go through and what their child may have taught them. Your family member can meet other autistic people and share coping strategies while you can learn tips from other family members. Be aware of anti-autism groups which tend to lure parents with an ideology or of martyrdom and treat autism like a scourge to be eliminated. This is harmful to the child because it treats them like a project burden or list of behaviors instead of a worthwhile human being. The autistic community considers some of these groups to be hate groups and organizes campaigns against them. 5. Try to learn as much about autism as you can. The autism community online is a good place to start. Look up organizations run by autistic people and autistic bloggers who share their stories. The hashtags of #AskAnAutistic and #ActuallyAutistic are good ways to find people on the spectrum. Appreciate their quirk. Autism is a part of who they are and a part of who they'll always be. It comes with plenty of challenges, but also idiosyncrasies, the way they flap their hands when they are happy to see you, their openness about their thoughts, or their quirky sense of humor. Learn to see their strengths and positive traits as well as their weaknesses. 7. Love and accept them. They are doing their best, and a disability doesn't make them an incomplete human being or a puzzle that's missing some pieces. Your unconditional love is what they need the most, as well as understanding, patience and guidance and so much more. You are their first example of how to live their life and how you are their teachers when they first come into the world. Don't reel off a list of tasks because it may be difficult for the autistic person to remember everything at once. If a child has to put something on the table, turn off the TV, then put on shoes, remind about the TV after the table task, and remind them to put on shoes after turning off the TV. People with ASD have marvelous minds but can forget to do the simplest task. Another one is don't overreact. Learn to take things in your stride. Even if you find a peer who is also autistic, there's no guarantee the two will get along. With that being said, don't be afraid to introduce them. They may well become best friends. Remember that their disability isn't their fault. Don't blame them for being autistic. Warnings. Autistic people may have their meltdowns sometimes. This is part of life and it's very frustrating for both people nearby and the autistic person who can't stop the meltdown. 2 is don't punish the person for it. Instead, escort them to a quiet place. When they feel better, discuss what went wrong so everyone can be better prepared in the future. And last but not least, for their warnings, never stop someone from stimming. This robs them of an important coping strategy and hurts their own self-esteem. This wraps up my video and podcast on how to help an autistic family member. If you enjoyed it, smash the like. Again, subscribe to join me as a fan bam on the journey, and up above me there will be 2 videos that you can watch, all about Autism Help Center and another one which will be my most common video. To end this, also basically I want to ask a question. If I've missed anything on how to help an autistic family member, if you are an autistic or have a family member that is autistic, please feel free to comment below about any tips or guidance on how you want people to understand better to help you or others like us on the spectrum to make life easier. And if you do decide to comment and you see any of the other comments listed, please be mindful of others and respectable of others, because as I said, I want to treat this as a friendly and safe environment as much as possible so that people doesn't feel like they're being threatened, stigmatized, stereotyped or what have you. Also, where to find me? Spotify obviously is Aspie Answers, which is capital A, capital A. Patreon is my crowdfunding page right now. You can find me on patreon.com, Aspie Answers basically. And for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, today for those who are listening that are new, I have this set up for funding for future projects like this one of my podcast versus my merch that I've been designing. It's like a crowdfunding page or funding page for creators like me, or content creators, music creators, whoever it may be that's seeking out funding to support themselves in a way of maybe say they need extra equipment for of their cameras versus maybe their radio equipment if they were doing something similar like I am doing today, or covering their rent, travel costs, what have you. And so in saying this, my merch site is spreadshirt.com life-of-and-aspie. Feel free to become a patron to support this future project as well as many others that is in the works as of this time. Feel free to, donate big or small with me and this journey of it. And also my merch obviously will cover the cost for this as well. So I'll catch you all again on the other side. Aspie signing out for now, and bye.